This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck watching movies that should have stayed concepts, and I've seen Good Wife's Guide to Murder, a new crime drama from director McGuire. It follows Kate, the host of a true crime podcast titled Good Wife's Guide to Murder, detailing stories of women who murder their husbands and how they could have gotten away with it. Appropriately, she is a loving wife of her own, so when her husband Matt is murdered while she's out of town doing promotion, she's immediately pinned as the prime suspect. Looking to prove her innocence and find the true killer, she starts her own investigation. But as the clues fall together, it may turn out that what she thought was a happy relationship might have been hiding a few dirtier secrets under the surface. If that makes the movie sound somewhat interesting, don't get your hopes up. Once the initial setup for Kate, her husbands, their friends, and the actual murder are over and done, the rest of the story drags itself out in its investigation, and various attempts at creating a sleepy little town filled with secrets and lies, where everybody is hiding something and anyone could have been the murderer. With every new lead that it introduces, the story quickly wraps it up before doing anything with it at all. Whether it be a genuine red herring or some minor element that does more to build up a character. Which still doesn't matter because all these elements get ignored anyways. Pretty much everybody in the film is made to meet a standard archetype and cliché, and attempts to expand upon them are pretty much a waste of time. Acting ability counts for nothing because, in a few cases at least, it's either obnoxiously slanted towards a specific personality trait, low energy or highly dramatized, or even just plain bad. On a separate note, it doesn't help that the lead actresses physically resemble each other, to the point that they look identical at a distance or if you aren't paying attention, which makes the film's epilogue scenes especially confusing. It's a twist that you might see coming, but I didn't, because I expected better from the filmmakers than to use something so obvious and not even have the gall to more properly hint at it. Personally, I think the worst part about it is that the movie acts like it was being clever with it. It just feels as if they wrote the film in full and forgot to have a twist, so they tacked it in at the end just in case somebody asked. Anyways, if the story weren't evidence of things being rushed, the film's actual production values certainly cement that case. It's an extremely budget-minded affair, with settings that are either someone's house or some other building they could rent out, or a pre-existing set piece from another film, and not even a well-constructed one, since you can hear a slight echo in a few shots. Much of the movie takes place in these same handful of locations, which may cut costs but also hurts scene variety, which may not sound so bad but gets boring pretty quickly. It doesn't help that the visual design is just as boring, with no sense of color design, cinematic framing, or anything more creative than just pointing the camera at people who are talking. The film's editing is also practically driven, which, on that note, makes the final twist a bit more frustrating because, to put it poetically, it showcases the ability of film editing to change a story based on what is seen and what is unseen by the audience. To put it simply, the film's final scenes use shots and cuts that would have better hinted at the final's twists, but went unused until now, effectively rewriting the story in an effort to give people something to talk about when it's all finally over, likely because almost everything before it is so forgettable that it needed something to stick in a viewer's memory afterwards. For whatever reason, it went with something that only raises more questions than it answers. The most common question likely being, why did I bother watching this movie in the first place? Good Wife's Guide to Murder. McGuire, 2023. Half a star. I do not recommend watching this film. That's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. This is the kind of movie I'd have made just a short for if it weren't new. But I already said I'd make full reviews for new movies, so it's too late to back out on that. I can probably work something out over the weekend.